Hi everyone, our group will be presenting John Locke, and my name is Christina. I will be presenting alongside Hamza and Kiana. John Locke was born in Rington, England in 1632. He was one of the most famous philosophers and political theorists in the 17th century, and he founded a school of thought known as British empiricism. He was one of the first philosophers to give particular attention to the question of personal identity. His belief was that it was a matter of psychological continuity, and it is founded on consciousness through memory rather than the idea of the soul or body. He offered an empiricist theory, which states that individuals acquire ideas, store experiences. From there, a mind is then able to examine, compare, and combine ideas in many different ways. His most important piece of work is the Essay Concerning Human Understanding.
Essay concerning human understanding, which focused on our idea that at birth our minds are considered a blank slate, but through our experiences of life, our minds can grow and obtain a lot more and shape our minds to develop more thoughts and ideas. A contribution of John Locke was his views on government. He stated that the government was obligated to serve its people by protecting their life, liberty, and property. He argued about the limitation of how much power the government has. He mentioned that if the government failed to protect its people, those people should riot. His work focused on the freedom of men, equal rights, and that they aren't to be subjected to a monarch, which set the baseline on development for liberalism. He mattered because he gave the world an understanding of liberalism. He showed people that they should be able to control their freedom, liberty, and property. He showed people that if they aren't happy about something, they should be able to change it and stick up for themselves. He also showed the world that we as humans have a limit to our understanding and how our minds work when it comes to retaining knowledge and the experiences we go through to gather more knowledge.
Well, now let's expand on some more theories of John Locke and behaviorism, and let's see how those theories have stuck up to the world to this day, and how Locke was very consistent on the fact that knowledge was in fact not innate. He believed that we were born with a blank set of mind. He argued the facts of such big philosophers like Plato and others who thought knowledge was innate. John Locke challenged the theory which was going on forever. People thought that we were born with everything that we know. That was not the case, though. John Locke did believe that there were certain principles that were innate, but they were universally given to everybody. But contrary to that statement, no principle is ever accepted by every human being. Human beings cannot have ideas in their minds of which they are not aware. He believed that people cannot even possess the most basic principles until they're taught to them or they think them through for themselves. He believed ideas which are cited as innate are so complex that only with much schooling and thought can one gain the knowledge of those ideas. The claim that God was an innate idea was countered by John Locke and his theories because God is not universally accepted, so how could that be an innate idea? Therefore, John Locke concluded that God was taught to people in their lifespans as they grew older. Some agreed to it, some did not. To this day, these ideas are very true about how some people believe in God, some do not, and how it was knowledge that was passed on through as a young child, and that's the knowledge that was put into your brain, and some believe, some do not. And this was just one of the few ideas that John Locke wanted to show how knowledge is not innate. The statement of John Locke, which he says that we're born with a blank slate of mind, is very true because as you see babies, when they're born, you mostly don't see them do anything. They're usually taught everything. And this is where John Locke says that everything that we know is we're taught. Nothing comes to us as we're born. Could be his theory or any other's theory, going back to what he said, that humans never agree upon one statement. Therefore, these teachings will go on forever, and some will follow these behavioral theories, some will oppose, and that is how our brains work. We believe the teachings of those that are understanding to our own definition of logic. Provide the world with completely different views on behavioral theories opposed to what people had known more about these behavioral theories before. And I feel like these theories will be talked about forever and ever, and they're going to be opposed. Some will agree. But I hope that today you guys got to learn about John Locke and understood where he came from and his theories in life. Thank you.